Back to my channel, guys. It's been a while. I'm in the middle of moving right now, so I sold my house and I'll be moving to a different state in December. I'm currently hanging out at my mom's house until December. She's living in a different state right now, so I'm kind of house sitting, I guess. But anyways, let's just get right to it. This is about Black Sabbath. And this is my rankings of Black Sabbath. These are my personal choices, the albums that I go to the most to listen to, and that's how I'm ranking these. Not some universal ranking of, oh, this albums are greater than this album. I mean, these are my choices. So let's get right to it. Least favorite is Forbidden. It's not something I go to really. There's a lot of good tracks off of it, but it's just, it's got, I mean, it even has like Ice-T, Rapper, all that. I don't know. It doesn't move me. There's a few good tracks. Title track's okay, and Rusty Angels. But yeah. Next is Seventh Star. This is sort of a Tony Iommi solo album to me. Yeah. I mean, it sounds too pop metal for my taste. It's okay. I mean, I like it a little bit better than Forbidden, In for the Kill, Danger Zone. They're good tracks. Next, and I hate to put this one so low, but I got to because the production sucks. It's Born Again. I would love to put this higher if the production quality was there, but it sucks. And I'm such a big fan of Ian Gillan's work with Deep Purple. He's such a fantastic vocalist. This just suffers from shoddy production. I can't get over it. Born Again, Disturbing the Priest, Trashed. I mean, all these. I mean, this album would rank so much higher, but it just disturbs my ears. Someone should do a remastered version of this and make it better, and then it'd probably be higher. Next is Cross Purposes. This is a solid metal album. It's got a few good tracks. Still has that 80s dated sound, a little bit too stock sounding for me, metal by numbers, so to speak. Nothing really unique stands out to me here. Cross of Thorns is good. Hand It Rots the Cradle. Solid tracks. Next is 13. This was the studio album, reunion studio album with Ozzy. Not the reunion album, but the studio album with Ozzy. Heavy production, greats, prodding. Takes you back to the old Black Sabbath sounds. There's some good songs like Zeitgeist, Damaged Soul reminds me most of the old Black Sabbath. But the remainder, even though they're solid punishing riffs, it just, it's almost just like a rehash of the old days. And, if I'm going to listen to that, I'm going to go back to the older albums. It just sounds like a tribute album, really, to me. Just doesn't sound like Ozzy's that much into it. Sounds like he's a little drunk or something. I don't know. But Iommi's riffing like a beast in this one. Next is going to be Never Say Die. This was the last Ozzy effort. This one has a few moments in it. They're still experimenting a little bit, but it just seems like they're done. I mean, it really does. Junior's Eyes, Johnny Blade, some good tracks. Never Say Die, Air Dance. They're all intriguing tracks. It's just not something I go to a lot. Next is going to be Dehumanizer. This is really a heavy album, really good album. Dio's back. He's in his prime form. It's a really good album. I just don't listen to it that much. Maybe I should go back and listen to it a little bit more than I do. Maybe I still appreciate it, but, After All, Master of Insanity, Letters really, really stick out to me on this one. Next is going to be Technical Ecstasy. This is an underrated Ozzy gem. I think it's street savvy, it's gritty, it's I don't know, it's just not appreciated as it should be. I love You Won't Change Me. I love Backstreet Kids, Dirty Women. It's just, again, it's them in their experimental phase, but yeah, it's a solid album. Next is going to be Headless Cross, a heavy Sabbath effort, but it sounds a little bit too dated. 80s gated drums. It's more pop metal than classic heavy metal, but it's very enjoyable to me. Headless Cross, Devil and Daughter, Black Moon stand out. Just a very heavy album. I love Tony Martin on this one. Yeah. Next is going to be The Eternal Idol. This is another Tony Martin album, very underrated. This album is heavy metal, man. I mean, this heavy, aggressive, hard rock, and everything you want in Black Sabbath is here. Martin's vocals are prime. The Shining, Hard Life, Glory Road, Nightmare, Eternal Idol. Oh, The Shining and Eternal Idol. Oh my gosh. Those songs are just incredible songs. Very classic Black Sabbath songs. I love those songs. Next is Tyr or Tour or TYR, whatever. Tony Martin again, a great production, super album, gothic, foreboding. I love how Sabbath incorporates these layers. Again, it's another underrated gem. You have Anno Mundi, Heaven in Black, the epic Sabbath Stones. Yeah, that's the classic tracks on these. But yeah, Tyr. Next is going to be Paranoid, the magnum opus. I mean, what can you say? It's a classic album. It's great. I don't know. It's crunchy. It's menacing. You got Hand of Doom, Planet Caravan is a unique little thing on there. The hits are all on there. Iron Man, War Pigs, Paranoid, It's just too much radio for me. I mean, they play stuff like this all the time on the radio, so I just don't go listen to this album a lot, but I respect it for what it is. It's just overplayed. Next is Master of Reality. This is the stoner album, the maddening, drug-addled venture, into the void, solitude, children of the grave. I mean, God, heavy stuff, man. I mean, this is really good, really, really good. It's just that I prefer some of these others over it. Next is Heaven and Hell. Great tracks, pioneering album. Dio has the menacing voice on this one. The album sounds a little bit more fantasy-based and malevolent than the Ozzy era stuff. It's still haunting, still heavy. It is what it is. It's a great album. Heaven and Hell. I love Neon Nights. Oh my God, this album's just great. It's hard to rank these so low because all these albums are just fantastic albums. Next is Mob Rules. This is a kick in the teeth. Intense, rocking, gritty, anything as Sabbath's ever done. The stripped down sound of punkish, almost classic metal riffs. You got Dio's wicked vocals. You got Turn on the Night. Oh my gosh. You got Sign of the Southern Cross, Voodoo, Mob Rules, Falling. I mean, this album's just full of just smash face metal stuff. Okay, next is Black Sabbath, the debut. This is the epic of gloom and doom and somber and ominous foreboding. This is the one that started it all, the one that started me into Black Sabbath. I first heard Black Sabbath when I was 13. It just blew me away because I was like listening to AC/DC and Van Halen, and then one of my friends brought me this album, and I'm just like, what is that? Black Sabbath. Coming in at number 3 is volume number 4. They start leaning a little proggy in this one. It's not as gloomy as previous efforts, but it's still very excellent, anxious, brooding. A lot of heavy, heavy stuff on this album, especially the last song. God, so good. It's just dreamy. It's gloomy. It's hard. It's everything. Diverse, experimental, Snowblind, Tomorrow's Dream. I mean, you've just got all the... Oh, my goodness. This is just fantastic album. Every song on it's great. Coming in at number 2 used to be my number 1 Black Sabbath album, and I believe it is sort of the partner to my new number 1 Black Sabbath album. These albums should be sold as a set together, a nice pair, as give you a Pink Floyd reference. Sabotage. The sequel to Sabbath Bloody Sabbath to me. I mean, this is an excellent album. Heavy, blistering, visceral. This is more like the granddaddy of metal than the debut to me. I mean, this is just it. Out of this world stuff. I mean, Hole in the Sky. Symptom of the Universe, Megalomania, The Writ. I mean, this will just, oh my gosh, this will drag you through everything. I mean, it's just so good. It's so hard to rank this number 2, but I had to because my number 1 album is Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Most progressive, complex, still has that energy and wickedness. You know, it's a dark album. It's a confident album. You got, I mean, if you want heavy, try Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath with that part where he drops down into that riff, that dun 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 dun. I mean, try that and then compare it to something like Spiral Architect that ends the album. I mean, this such a wide span of what Black Sabbath is all about. This is the pinnacle to me, the pinnacle of Black Sabbath. I love even the album cover is the best album cover. The back of it's the best back of an album cover. Yeah, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, National Acrobat, Sabracadabra, the peak of creativity, Spiral Architect. I mean, the whole album is great. It also features prog maestro Rick Wakeman. Yeah, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. All right, so that's my Sabbath rankings. Give me your thoughts in the comments section. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it, still give me a thumbs up. Be nice. So, anyways, you can share it. Whatever, guys. I'd like to, give me your thoughts on what yours is. Again, don't get in here and argue with me. Oh, well, you suck for putting this album, so high or so low. I mean, that's just what moves me. So whatever moves you, put it in the comments section. Let's have a dialogue. Let's talk. Let's give each other a thumbs up or whatever, man. I mean, we're all Sabbath fans, so this is great, So anyways, I appreciate you guys, and until next time, take care.